You know, one of the great aspects, I think, of our book, The Big Picture, is that it takes you through a lot of situations that businesses deal with on a regular basis. And we've been able to find movies that fit into all these. And I mean, just let's discuss a couple of them quickly. I know branding was one that you hit on really big.
Oh, I mean, my favorite chapter in that section is about American Gangster, which is a movie about a drug dealer. But my contention would be that if companies like Krispy Kreme had had that drug dealer working for them and running them, Krispy Kreme never would have run into the problems they did, because he instinctively understood about the importance of the brand. Take, for example, planning, the importance of planning when you get into a situation as a business.
Well, and I think we hit that in a number of movies. The one that always strikes me is Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Great movie. But here you got these two bank robbers who make a plan that they're going to move to Bolivia to rob banks, never once considering that they don't speak Spanish. So if you could have the greatest vision, but if you're not planning the details, you're going to mess up like crazy. Now, one topic that comes up again and again are people who break the rules.
Oh, and you know, two great movies in this section that are polar opposites, but they make essentially the same point. One is Babe, right? About the pig who thinks he's a sheepdog. It's only when you let the pig do the sheepdog's job that you find out that, God, you know something? Allow him to break the rules, things work much better. And the other movie is The Untouchables. And it's only when Elliot Ness says, I'm not going to do it, I'm going to do it the Chicago way, that things actually get done. Another section that's really great is the section about ethics.
Well, and quite honestly, in the times we're in, this is a really important section. Now, it dovetails perfectly into another real important section, which is leadership, because ethics and leadership are inexorably tied together.
Well, you know, in this economy, things have been so tough. I think in a lot of cases, people are just looking at surviving. They're not necessarily looking at the importance of leadership. And one of the things that we do in the book is talk about the ability to be a good boss, or sometimes what happens when you're a bad boss. And finally, you know, think about customer focus, customer service, how important that is to most businesses, and we focus a whole section on that.
One of the most fun movies in the book is Big, where Tom Hanks plays a character who's 13 years old, suddenly in the body of a 30-year-old. And what comes through to you in that movie is it's a toy company. It should be like the most fun place to work on earth. And the people have forgotten who they're making toys for. And it just reminds you, reground yourself regularly. Don't ever lose focus on who's your customer at the end of the day.
That's just some of the topics that we look at in our new book, The Big Picture, Essential Business Lessons from the Movies.